My name is Katie. We are going to start your Trinity class right now in your home. The first step of the Trinity jig. Start in dancer feet. We're going to hop, point. Hop, point. Now we're going to swing knee. Swing knee, and now you're going to kick your bottom. Hop, and put it behind. Back, 2, 3, 4. If that felt tricky, don't worry. Hang in there with me. We'll try it a few more times. Dancer feet, hop, point, swing knee. Let's try it. Hop, point, swing knee. Let's try that again. Hop, point, swing knee. Try it again. Hop, point, swing knee. You're doing great. Now we're going to add the hop in the back. So we'll do hop, point, swing knee, hop, and then put it behind. Let's try it. Right foot in front, pulling up tall. 2, 3, and hop, point, swing knee, hop back. Very good. Let's try that again. Hop, point, swing knee, hop back. Look at my feet. Do you see a diamond between my feet? That means I'm turning and crossing. I'm turning out and I'm crossing my feet. When we do that properly and show only one knee, you make a diamond between your feet, which is the perfect Irish dance position. So every time you hop back in your jig, try and make a diamond. Now we're going to add the 2, 3, 4s. They're just little steps. So we'll start from the beginning. Hop, point, swing knee, hop back, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it. Ready? 2, 3. Hop, point, swing knee, hop back, 2, 3, 4. Hop, point, swing knee, hop back, 2, 3, 4. Hop, point, swing knee, hop back, 2, 3, 4.
Waltzing with bears, he goes wah 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 wah. Waltzing with bears, raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing, wah 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 waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. I went to his room in the middle of the night. I tiptoed inside and I turned on the light. But to my dismay, he was nowhere in sight. But we're sure Uncle Walter goes waltzing at night. He goes wah 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 wah, waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing, wah 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 waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. I gave Uncle Walter a new coat to wear. When he comes in, it's all covered with hair. And lately I've noticed several new tears. I'm sure Uncle Walter goes waltzing with bears. He goes wah 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 wah, waltzing waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. Oh, he told Uncle Walter that he should be good and do all the things that we said he should. But we know that he'd rather be off in the wood. I'm afraid we might lose him for good. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. We begged Uncle Walter, oh please won't you stay. He managed to stay at home for the day, but the bears all barged in and they dragged him away. Now he's waltzing with pandas, he can't understand us. The bears all demand at least one dance a day. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears.
Hello and welcome. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you from me here in Scotland. Now, one of my good friends growing up was Princess Isolde from across the sea in Ireland. When I would go to visit her, I would always request this story. The Giant from Scotland. Fionn and his wife Una lived in their castle by the sea in County Antrim. One day a stranger arrived. It was a messenger from Scotland, a country across the sea. I bring a challenge from the mighty Angus, the messenger said. He is the tallest, strongest, and most fearsome giant in all Scotland. He has heard about your great strength and wants to fight you. Angus has beaten all the other giants, and you are the only one remaining. Do you accept the challenge? Of course I accept, said Fionn. I will begin to prepare immediately. And so he did. It's about twice as tall as everyone else. It's the biggest giant I've ever seen. From that day on, Fionn worked hard. He had decided to build a path across the sea to Scotland. It was a rather unusual causeway made up of hundreds of thousands of black rocks, all of different sizes and different heights. Some rocks had 6 sides, some 8, and others more than 10 sides. The warriors of the Fianna looked on in amazement as Fionn worked each day. Before long, the causeway stretched miles into the sea. One evening, when Fionn returned home, he noticed that Una was worried. What is the matter? He asked. Oh, Fionn, she replied, I heard some very disturbing news today. I heard that Angus is indeed much bigger than you, and that he is definitely stronger. If I cannot beat him with my strength, then we must think of a plan. I may not be as big or as strong as he is, but I am much cleverer. In building the causeway, they say that's how it was made by giants. Fionn and Una talked for many hours. They thought of many plans, but could not find one that they were sure would work. Time was running out. Later that week, the messenger from Angus returned and told Fionn that Angus would arrive in 2 days' time. Tell him that Fionn is ready and waiting, said Una. Do not worry, Fionn. I have a plan in mind. Una worked hard for the next 2 days. She spent the time cutting and sewing and knitting. Imagine sewing and knitting at a time like this, he exclaimed. I thought you had a plan. Look carefully, said Una. What do you see? Fionn was amazed. Clothes, he said. I see clothes, but they are most peculiar. What could she be knitting for her giant husband? Never mind that, said Una. Just put them on. What a sight Fionn was! He wore a long dress, and on his feet he had a pair of giant brugans, booties, and Una had knitted a beautiful bonnet for his head. While you were working, I asked Fergus to make a very large cradle. In you get, said Una. We have no time to lose. Angus was approaching. As he walked, the ground shook. Where is the mighty Fionn? I have travelled all the way from Scotland to fight him, the giant roared. Is he afraid to meet me? Una opened the door. Please come in. You are very welcome. Fionn is hunting and won't be very long. But please, sir, could you speak a little softer? Our new baby is sleeping. It's a big baby. That is your baby? Angus gasped in shock. Yes, he is rather small now, but he will grow, replied Una. Angus was frightened. He had never seen a baby this big. If this is Fionn's small baby, what size is Fionn? He wondered. Fionn himself must be enormous. Angus hurried out, and without turning he ran across the causeway. As he was running, a thought struck him. What if Fionn is following me? To prevent this happening, he began to remove stones from the path. And by the time he had arrived home in Scotland, all that was left was a few yards of path jutting out from the coast of Antrim into the sea. To this day, only that part of the causeway remains. The end. Now, when I went to visit Isolde, I got to see the Giant's Causeway, and it does indeed look like giants built it. Princess Isolde from Ireland would say, Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I do too. Have a nice day.
He smiled at me and he said to see, that's a gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. Over Bantry Bay, down to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met in the county down.
These are the 8 American Kennel Club recognized Celtic canine breeds you will see at Irish Fest. The Irish Wolfhound, the Irish Setter, the Irish Red and White Setter, the Irish Water Spaniel, the Kerry Blue Terrier, the soft-coated Wheaton Terrier, the Irish Terrier, and the Glen of Imal Terrier. Here is a pony-sized gentle giant. He thrives as a good family dog, being patient, dignified, and loyal. Apartment life is not for him. He needs space and a tall fence. Proper leash training is essential, or he could easily control you. This mahogany red hunting dog is a good family dog as well. He is rambunctious, affectionate, and loyal and lovable. Not the best choice for a guard dog. Long walks are recommended and training is imperative before allowing off-lead activity. This is a rollicking, intense, fun-loving, medium-sized bird dog possessing high energy and determination. He's not an apartment dog and will do well as a good companion for hiking, biking, and other energy-burning activities. His coat is white with mahogany red patches of color. This is the tallest and oldest of the spaniels. He is good with respectful children and other pets. They have a clownish and alert, inquisitive demeanor and benefit from exercise in a working environment. They have an interesting curly coat, tight, double, liver in color, smooth on the face and tail. One of the larger terriers bred for hunting and retrieving small game, native to County Kerry, Ireland. His soft, dense coat is black at birth and matures to a slate blue-gray color by 18 months of age. He is strong-willed, alert, loyal, spirited, and gentle, a breed good for agility, obedience, and rally. This terrier is native to Ireland. He is bright, sensitive, and a spunky family dog. Being headstrong, he needs an assertive owner who is consistent. He is a bouncer, so a high fence is suggested. His coat, wheaten in color, requires constant maintenance, brushing and combing daily to prevent matting. When out and about, a leash is recommended. This medium-sized red, wiry-coated terrier was bred to tend the farm and control vermin. He is independent, alert, loyal, and clever, and a good family dog. Known as the daredevil, socialization and training are necessary, as is a fenced-in yard. He can live in a mansion or an apartment. The family is his primary interest after the birds and squirrels. This dog was bred to hunt fox and badger in the Wicklow, Ireland area and loves to dig. He is loyal, active, and spirited, usually wheaten in color or blue, tan, brindle, or red. In Irish lore, he was a turnspit dog who powered a wheel to turn the spit for the kitchen fire.
Hello, I'm Molly McFest, and today I'm going to read you the story Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. Many years ago, during the time of the Christian Roman Empire, there lived a boy named Patrick. He lived with his noble family in Britain, near the Irish Sea. One night, fierce Irishmen from the island across the water came in their boats and raided the farms on the British mainland. They captured many people, Patrick among them. They took him back to Ireland and sold him as a slave to a man named Miliach. "Now that I own you," said Miliach, "I will take you to Mount Slemish, where you shall watch my sheep." For 6 years in this strange and pagan land, Patrick, who was used to warm clothes, good food, and a nice house, was a shepherd, and he was very lonely. All he could do was pray to God over and over again, and he felt the love of God in his heart. Patrick's prayers did not go unanswered. During his sleep, a voice came to him. "It is a good thing that you fast and pray, for soon you will go to your own country. See, your ship is ready." The ship was more than 200 miles away, but that didn't stop Patrick. Believing in the strength of God, Patrick went on his way, fearing nothing. Now, the ship was filled with hunting hounds that were being taken to France to be sold to rich people. When the hounds saw Patrick, they stopped barking and began to wag their tails. Patrick offered to pay for his passage, but the captain worried that he might be an escaped slave and said, "I cannot take you with us. Get off my ship." So Patrick left. He began to pray that the captain would change his mind. The hounds started to howl. "Ow!" "Those hounds were fine when that fellow was here," said one of the men, "but now they're making so much noise, they'll raise the dead." "Run and get him," said the captain, "or else we will have no peace on our journey." Patrick's prayers were answered. He was allowed to board the ship, and it set sail. After 3 days, the ship landed. The countryside was deserted because there had been a war. For 28 days, the men and the hounds traveled through the desolate land, finally overcome with hunger. "Tell me, Christian," the captain said, "you say that your God is great and all-powerful. Why don't you pray for us, then? Can't you see how hungry we are?" "Nothing is impossible for my God," Patrick answered. "This day he will send food to us." Suddenly, a herd of pigs appeared on the road in front of them, oinking and squealing. Oink, oink! The men caught and killed them. For 2 days, everyone, including the dogs, had plenty to eat, and they did not go hungry again. Soon, Patrick left the little group and traveled alone for 2 years. When he finally arrived back home in Britain, his family rejoiced and begged him never to leave them again. Once more, Patrick had a dream. This time, a man named Victoricus appeared to him. Victoricus had come from Ireland with an armload of letters. He gave one of them to Patrick. It read, "The Voice of the Irish." Then Patrick heard voices calling from the woods, "Come and walk among us again." Patrick woke up. He wasn't sure what the dream meant. A few nights later, Patrick heard more voices calling to him, and then he knew what he must do. He must return to Ireland and take the people the good news of God. Although it was hard to part with his family, Patrick left home to study and become a missionary. Finally, he was ready to sail for Ireland and take the word of God to the Irish people. He sold his worldly goods, bought all he needed for his work, and hired a boat. A huge crowd went along to help him. Priests, bakers, chariot drivers, all kinds of people. Patrick was now a bishop, and the work that God had planned for him was about to begin. Shortly after the ship landed in Ireland, Patrick met a chieftain who was a good and kind man. This chieftain's name was Dichu, and he listened to Patrick talk of his love of God. He believed everything that Patrick told him and asked Patrick to baptize him into the new faith. Dichu gave Patrick the barn that became the first church in Ireland. But not everything that happened to Patrick was so easy. Patrick's chariot driver, Adrian, overheard that a king planned to kill Patrick. Adrian wanted to protect his master. "Bishop Patrick," he said, "would you be so kind as to drive the chariot today? I am very tired." So Patrick agreed. As they were driving, the king threw his spear and killed Adrian, thinking he was the bishop. Patrick escaped, but he was sad knowing that his friend Adrian had given up his life to protect him. Patrick faced many other dangers too. In fact, he came close to losing his life 12 times, but that didn't stop him. Through the years, he traveled many, many miles and baptized thousands of people. On March 17, 461 AD, Patrick died. Patrick's love of God had been so great that shortly after his death, churches were built all over the land, and Patrick was made a saint. Young men and women became monks, and priests and nuns. They served the people of Ireland in the churches, monasteries, and schools. They traveled to other lands, preaching the love of God just as Patrick had done when he came to the Emerald Isle. And even to this day, the Irish love their patron saint, Patrick. The end. Happy St. Patrick's Day!
You'll be gone in the blink of an eye, a hostage upon the sea. Beyond your guard, Billy, I'm gonna cry. They steal you away from me. My darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy O'Shea, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy O'Shea, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy O'Shea, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy, my darling Billy O'Shea. Oh, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, 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 you're gone for America. You're gone, you're gone, 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 you're gone for America.
Out from many boardwalk cabin eyes were watching through the night, and many a heart was beating by the blessed warning light. Murmurs rang along the valley, and the banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 pipes were flushing by the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. 1,000 pipes were flushing by the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. 1,000 pipes were flashing by the rising of the moon.
There are many legends about St. Patrick. Here are a few of them. St. Patrick and the snakes. Some people say there are no snakes in Ireland because St. Patrick drove them out, just as he had driven out sin. Patrick got rid of the snakes by beating a drum hard and fast. The snakes couldn't stand the noise, so they slithered into the sea. St. Patrick and the Lost Horses. One dark night, Patrick's chariot driver lost his horses. It was so dark that he couldn't even look for them. Patrick raised his hand, and each of his 5 fingers lit up. In the light, the chariot driver was able to find his lost horses.
Hello everybody, it's Rapunzel and my best friend Pascal. We thought we'd join you today to celebrate a very special holiday, St. Patrick's Day. For St. Patrick's Day this year, Pascal and I are going to do a scavenger hunt with you. As you know, I've spent many years locked in my tower with nothing but Pascal to keep me company. So we've come up with a lot of fun things to do. And since you are all locked inside of your towers for a little while too, we thought we could come up with something fun to do at home. And of course, because it's St. Patrick's Day, we're going to do a rainbow-themed scavenger hunt with all things colored of the rainbow. And then, at the end, a pot of gold, or something gold. Should we get started? All right, I found my colors of the rainbow. As you all know, I love to paint. It's one of my favorite things to do. Is that cheating, though? That ended too fast, didn't it? All right. Now, Pascal and I have some special items that we're going to find with you. Now, we have a theme with these items. These are themes of our princess friends. So some of my princesses left behind items in the colors that we're looking for. But when you search at home, you can look for things around your home in these colors. Shall we start? Let's start with the first color of the rainbow. Does anybody remember what the first color of the rainbow is? Red. That's right. Well, I can think of a princess. She wanders through the woods, she sings beautiful songs in the forest, and she has 7 little friends that live in a cottage. Does anyone know which princess this is? That's right, Snow White. Snow White finds a red apple, doesn't she, in her story? So that is our first color of the scavenger hunt, red. Can you find something in your house that's red? You can pause the screen and go find something and then bring it back. Great job. Did you find something that's red? Let's move on to the next color. Now this next color is a little bit tricky because none of my princess friends wear this color, but I can think of a Scottish princess who has this color hair. Or I can think of a shade of this color that's used in many tiaras. That's right, it's the color orange. Now, for our princess scavenger hunt, we're going to use Aurora's gold crown to represent orange today. Because gold is has shades of orange, doesn't it? Isn't this so pretty? She has a beautiful crown. Well, I have a crown too. In fact, that's how I met Eugene. Or some say Flynn Rider. He climbed up in my tower to try to steal a crown. Turns out it was a wonderful journey. Can you find something orange in your house? You can pause the video and go find something orange. Great job finding something orange. Should we move on to the next color? Our next color is yellow. Is there anything yellow nearby? What do you think, Pascal? Oh, there's lots of things that are yellow in stories. I can think of the royal emblem. The sun is yellow in our royal emblem. And some flowers in my hair. I love yellow. But today, for our princess scavenger hunt, someone very special to us has a yellow ball gown, and she left behind a yellow glove. Can anybody think of which princess has a yellow ball gown? I'll give you another hint. She reads a lot of books. That's right, it's Belle. Our next color of the rainbow is green. Oh, I can think of a lot of my princess friends who have some fun green dresses. Oh, I know Anna has a beautiful green coronation dress. She's my cousin. She lives in Arundel. And Tinkerbell. She's a wonderful fairy and she has a dress made out of a green leaf. But I don't have anything in here that's green, I realized. Can you find anything that's green? Oh, Pascal. He's so silly. Pascal is green. That's right. Oh, can you find something in your house that's green? Or even better, I bet you can find something outside that grows that's green. There's lots of green things outside. Can you pause the video and come back when you find something green? Great job finding something green. All right, let's move on to the next color. The next color is blue. And now I can think of a classic princess who has a beautiful ball gown. She loses a glass slipper on the way to the ball. Does anybody know this princess? Cinderella, that's right. She has a blue ball gown. For our scavenger hunt today, we have Cinderella's blue headband. Look at how it sparkles. Oh, she's magnificent, isn't she? Can you find something in your house that's blue? You can pause the video and come back. Great job finding something blue. You're doing such a wonderful job at the scavenger hunt. I think all of you have a little bit of Irish in you. You're so great at searching. Now, the last color is my favorite color, I must say. It's purple. Do you see anything around me that might be purple? That's right, my dress, my curtains, and the royal emblem. That's my purple for the scavenger hunt. Do you think you can find something purple in your house? Okay, pause the video and come back when you find something purple. You did such a great job with your rainbow scavenger hunt items. Now, do you think you can put all of the items you found in a row in the color of the rainbow? Then you can see all the beautiful colors all around you. So on a dreary day, you can remember you are surrounded by light and color. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I know I loved our adventure today. I hope that you have the happiest St. Patrick's Day, and I'll be thinking of you.
This is the Irish Wolfhound. The Irish Wolfhound is the tallest of all dogs. These hounds were used as war dogs to haul men off horseback and out of chariots. They were also used as guards of property and herds and for hunting Irish elk, deer, boar, and wolves. They were much coveted and were frequently given as gifts to important personages and foreign nobles. Of great size and commanding appearance, the Irish Wolfhound is remarkable in combining power and swiftness with keen sight. The minimum height and weight of dogs should be 32 inches and 120 pounds. For females, 30 inches and 105 pounds. The Irish Wolfhound is a large, sensitive dog who requires space to accommodate his great size and an owner who can give him companionship. Though alert, he is not suspicious. Though courageous, he is not aggressive. Gentle when stroked, fierce when provoked. Despite his size, the shaggy-coated sidehound has a peaceful, quiet personality. The Irish Wolfhound is affectionate and loves to be with people. He makes a good pet because he is quiet indoors after he has outgrown his puppy years. In just 6 months, these puppies can weigh over 80 pounds. They require a lot of food and exercise. The Irish Wolfhound is a member of the Hound Group and was first recognized by the AKC in 1897. What you're seeing here is a typical female. Ever is approximately 32 inches at the shoulder and weighs close to 115 pounds. This particular dog is a male. His name is Arrow. He's approximately 35 inches at the shoulder, weighs somewhere around 145 pounds, which is typical for males. Just a little over 2 years old. The question is, how big do they get? He'll probably get a few pounds heavier, but not much taller. Wolfhounds typically live 8 to 9 years. They don't have any inherent health problems like hip dysplasia. But they do, ultimately what happens with them is they do contract heart disease or bone cancer. That's the one downside to Irish Wolfhounds is the fact that they do not live very long. But they're great while you have them.
I'm Aiden, this is Aaron, and we are going to teach you the Irish jig. So the first thing we want to do is point our toe right in front of us. Our first part of our jig, we do a big jump in. Next we make our knee a table. Hop knee, and hop back, and take 3 steps, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to do that whole part again. So we're going to switch jump, bring our foot up to our knee, bring it back, hop back, and our 3 steps, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that one more time. Switch, jump, hop, knee, hop, back, 2, 3, 4. And then our big finish, we're going to kick our leg out, kick out, bring it in back again, and 3 more steps, 2, 3, 4. Very good, let's try it all together. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Jump in, hop, knee, hop, 2, 3, 4. Switch, jump, hop, knee, hop, back, 2, 3, 4. Switch, jump, hop, knee, hop, back, 2, 3, 4. Kick out, hop, back, 2, 3, 4.
St. Patrick and the Altar Stone. St. Patrick was returning to Ireland from a visit to Rome. He had a large altar stone with him. The captain of the ship that was to take Patrick on the last leg of the journey refused to take the stone on board. "There is no room," he said, "and besides, that stone is too heavy." Patrick got angry at the captain. He picked up the stone and threw it behind the boat. The stone floated, and Patrick sat on it, riding the stone all the way home in the wake of the ship. St. Patrick and the Shamrock. When St. Patrick was preaching about the Holy Trinity, the people could not understand that there was one God in 3 divine persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Patrick looked down, and growing at his feet was a shamrock. He picked it and held it up, showing that there was one stem but 3 leaves. The people understood the Holy Trinity at once.
long time ago when the earth was green, there were more kinds of animals than you'd ever seen. They run around free while the world was being born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. God seen some sinning and it gave him a pain. He said, stand back, I'm gonna make it rain. He said, hey brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Build me a floating zoo and take some of them green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, don't you forget my unicorn. There to answer the call. He finished up making the ark just as the rain started to fall. He marched in the animals 2 by 2, and he called out as they went through, hey Lord, I got you green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, I just can't see no unicorn. Up through the driving rain, them unicorns were hiding, playing silly games, kicking and splashing while the rain was a-pouring. Oh, them silly unicorns. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. No cried, close the door, 'cause the rain's a-pouring, we just can't wait for those unicorns. The ark started moving, it drifted with the tides. Them unicorns looked up from the rocks and they cried, and the water came down and sort of floated them away. And that's why you never seen a unicorn to this very day. You'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn.
Gracie, what do you like best about St. Patrick's Day? Yeah? Is that what you like best about being Irish? Is that you know how to Irish dance? You show mommy a Irish dance step? Can you back up? Back up so mama can see you. Okay, let me see the first step of the jig. And what's next?
Switch jump.
Okay.
Hop me.
Yep.
Hop back 2, 3, 4. Switch jump. Hop me. Hop back 2, 3, 4. Switch jump. Hop me. Hop back 2, 3, 4. Check out. Hop back. Hop back 2, 3, 4.
That is so good.
So let's count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, ready, go. Jump, bendy, hop back 2, 3, 4. Jump, bendy, hop back 2, 3, 4. Jump, bendy, hop back 2, 3, 4. Kick out, hop back 2, 3, 4. Very good. Let's point our toe one more time. And take it back. Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Ready, go.
Pow. Put your wired rover for money a year. They spent on me money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning that golden great store. They never will play a wide rover. No for it. No, they never. No, they never. No more. If I play a wide rover, don't never. No more. I love shamrock cookies.
Do you remember going to Irish Fest last year?
Yes.
What did you like the best about Irish Fest?
I was riding in the jumping house and jumping in the jumping house.
Did you like listening to Irish music?
Yeah, that was at Daddy's work.
Yeah, we did that at Daddy's work. At Irish Fest, we listened to the Irish music and we ate food. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that I did the one at Daddy's work at the party.
Yeah. Do you remember at Irish Fest playing on the playground? Yeah, you like that? Did you like watching the Irish dancers?
Yeah.
Can you say I liked watching the Irish dancers?
I watched the Irish dancers. One of my favorite things in the children area is the pile of gold. What is your favorite thing to do in the children's area? Make those potato scenes. I love Mommy McFest and Daddy McFest.
What are you gonna sing?
Tell me, Ma.
Okay.
Tell me, Ma. Tell me.
Ma.
Can I do it?
Yep.
Oh, tell me, Ma, when I get home. Why don't need to go as I own? Pull my hair, score my comb, but that's all right too. I get home. She is handsome, she is pretty. She's a Bella Belfast. She is quite 1, 2, 3. Please want to tell me who is she? How Fred Mooney says she up, so all your boys are fighting for. You knock at the door and they ring at the bell, saying, "Oh, my true love, are you well?" Out she comes as white as snow. Fingers on the fingers on bells on toes. Oh, many joys says so die if she doesn't get the flowers woven nigh at the wind and the rain, elbow high. So come tumbling from the sky. She is handsome, she is pretty. She's a Bella Belfast. She is caught in 1, 2, 3. Please want to tell me who is she?
Can you say, I love Irish Fest?
I love Irish Fest.
All right, can you look at me and say, I love St. Patrick's Day?
I love St. Patrick's Day.